God, give me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Hello, fellow Earthlings. Miss Spockirk's alphabetical spiritual voyage now comes upon the letter W. And the word that I choose to reflect upon, as you would have guessed, is wisdom. The serenity prayer that I just recited will kind of hit upon the topic. The first thing that you're talking about is accept the things that you cannot change. Very important, because we all have encountered in life situations that we had no control over, and a lot of sleepless nights probably have been spent in trying to figure it out. For instance, 10 days ago, I was hit by a car from behind, and what I found out 2 days ago was that the motorist was uninsured. That leaves the burden on me to take care of fixing the car for no fault of mine. Now, this is a situation that I could not have foreseen, and there's nothing I can do to change it. So I have to accept for what it is and then move on with what I need to make sure my car is fixed and I can get it back. Painful as the situation was, if I hadn't accepted it or come to the point of acceptance, which is not easy, I was livid when I found out about it, but I had to work through my anger so that I could accept it, so that I can move forward. That is accepting the things I cannot change. I cannot change the fact of the event having happened. Then going on to the next step, courage to change the things you can. A lot of people oftentimes just get stuck like a needle on a broken record about an event, which they can change if they take the effort to do, but they just don't. They just keep whining and whining about it. So these are events that you can change. For instance, I was at the crossroads of my career last year, a couple years actually, and I had hit a stagnation point. I could have bemoaned about how things were going, or, just cry about it, or I could have gone and found me another job, changed the situation. God's grace being upon me helped me find that, and I'm in a better job now. So there are certain things. It's the courage to change something, especially if you haven't been doing something different for years, to try something new. The courage to try something new is very important, and that comes only from grace. So where does wisdom come in? Knowing the difference in all these events in your life. Because there are people who will keep fighting over something that they cannot change, and therefore they are always in misery. And there are people who don't take the courage to change something that they can easily change and have a better life, and they are still miserable. In both ends, you will be miserable if you don't take the right course of action. Knowing the right course of action is wisdom. Now, wisdom just doesn't pop up. It's something you get by understanding true grace. Worshiping. What are you worshiping? People who are fixated on temporal things cannot find wisdom because they don't expand their minds to know more. To me, worshiping the right thing kind of leads you to that point of wisdom. And for me, that was through Jesus, finding God. Because on earth, what I've found so far in my life to this point is there are a lot of things in life that you have no control over. There are a lot of things that happen, but there is divinity that lives above it, the master of the universe, who understands and controls things, who has a say in it. Knowing that there is a God higher above you, and you can rely on him and trust in him and have hope in him to guide you through grace and worship him for it, is what makes you find the path to wisdom. As you've seen biblically, Solomon was a really very wise king, and he was known through all the lands in ancient times for his wisdom. About the story of how he sorted out where two women were claiming the same child to be their own. So this does not just come from gathering knowledge or gathering data. It's about being able to understand what that information is and knowing how to interpret and use that information. In today's world, in the 21st century, we are plagued by social media. Now, every Tom, Dick, and Harry has an opinion. And guess what's happened this year with the pandemic? A lot of misinformation, because wisdom was lost along the way. If wisdom would have been in this situation to allow people who are trained in the field, scientists, epidemiologists, who know what the virus is all about, the virologists, to do the talking. And if the common people who did not interfere, we would not be in such dire straits after 7.5 months. That is not having the wisdom to know when to keep your mouth shut. So, you see, wisdom is an important aspect of life. Having wisdom gives you the grace and strength to lead life, not just through the comforts and joys and experience, but also right through the hard patches in life, like we are going through right now. So therefore, take time, stop, think, understand, and then allow for wisdom to rule your life. With this, I end this topic on wisdom. Hope you all understand and make an effort to find your path to it. And remember, just having information is not wisdom. It's actually knowing the difference of what you can change and what you cannot. Thank you. Amen.